Today on Good Morning Maine, the commission investigating the Lewiston mass shooting heard testimony from 2 new police departments yesterday. Plus, the latest on the progress in the Supreme Court as they work to decide if Donald Trump will be on the ballot. And we'll hear about a new substance detox program in Bangor as administrators say they work to help people recover from active addiction. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith and thank you for tuning in this morning. Happy Friday as well. Let's start the day off once again with a first check of that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, happy Friday morning. A small crowd advisory is in effect along the coast until 6 a.m. Saturday because we're watching for some active surf that will be possible. There's also a winter weather advisory up farther off towards the north until 9 a.m. Saturday because they're watching out for slippery roadways that will be possible. There was some wintry precipitation that will be on the way. Meanwhile, though, we're watching for some clouds that are moving in from the west going toward the east. You might notice the precipitation right about in here and think we're in trouble, right? Well, we're not really because we do have high pressure that's right overhead with the dry air overhead as well. That will erode some of that precipitation before it makes it to the ground. So even though we have all this tracking in from the west to the east, most of us should stay dry. I'd say you might notice some precipitation at best, though, but most of us should stay dry overall. Moving forward, though, mostly cloudy coming up for today. We'll hold on to the clouds coming up later on tonight, and also through Saturday, we will have rain showers on the way as we head towards Saturday night. The winds may start to increase a little bit at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, a few gusts, even up to 15 miles per hour cannot be ruled out before we're all finished up there. So for today, here we go. Lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, lower 30s, mostly cloudy, areas of dense fog on the way, south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, upper 40s, mostly cloudy, south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. All right, the hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a mostly cloudy sky, temperatures warming to the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Yesterday morning, jurors heard opening statements in the case of a Lincolnville man accused of killing his best friend and roommate over a year ago. Our David Ledford has the details from the courtroom.
The stakes could not be higher.
Matthew Pendleton is charged with murdering 47-year-old Kevin Curett in January of last year. Pendleton allegedly reported the death himself, and in April he pleaded not guilty. On the first day of Pendleton's trial Thursday, state prosecutors revealed the cause of Curett's death.
Kevin's body was removed and examined by Dr. Margaret Greenwald, a state medical examiner. She determined that Kevin's cause of death was ligature strangulation.
During opening statements, the prosecution outlined some of the physical evidence found at the scene that they will use to make their case.
The detectives further searched the scene and found that inside the house a fire extinguisher had been discharged. They found bloody items throughout the property, including a bag of bloody paper towels hidden out back in the yard.
The defense argued that Curett's history of alcohol use and his long friendship with Pendleton were strong enough factors to create reasonable doubt.
But there is a reasonable doubt as to Matthew's guilt in this case. At the time of his death, Kevin Currett's blood alcohol content was 0.22, nearly 3 times the legal limit. He frequently drank to the point where he couldn't stand up. He was falling downstairs. Matt didn't harm Kevin. Matt loves Kevin.
The state began calling its first witnesses Thursday, including Pendleton's ex-wife and daughter, who both noted that Pendleton has a history of alcohol abuse as well. In Belfast, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The trial will continue today at the Waldo County Superior Court, where the state is expected to call more witnesses. In other news now, the commission investigating the Lewiston mass shooting heard testimony from 2 police departments yesterday afternoon. Our Augusta reporter, Corey Bouchard, has more about what we're learning about the police response.
For 3 hours, the commission heard details about the response from the Lewiston and Lisbon police departments, both during and after the October 25th mass shooting.
We were expanding our search. We'd investigated several complaints, suspicious vehicles and whatnot. Had worked our way into Lisbon Falls, and while getting into Lisbon Falls, had caught a glimpse of something in that parking lot when we were driving by.
After the vehicle at the boat launch was confirmed to be Robert Card's, police said they didn't initially approach the vehicle and waited for Maine State Police to arrive and take control of the area.
Through the network, we received information that they wanted other agencies out of the area, so as they assumed positions on the perimeter, we backed out and left the area, continued patrolling.
This is a standard practice, officers and commissioners say, because Maine State Police has jurisdiction over all homicides in the state, except for Portland and Bangor.
So it wasn't that they just came in to take over because they're the big agency.
Correct.
By law, they have to take
by
over.
law, it's standard. Yeah.
Police say there's a walking trail connecting the boat launch area to Card's former place of employment.
You aware of any connection between Mr. Card and Maine Recycling that evening?
Yes, that information had been relayed.
3 police officers searched the area of Maine Recycling. Driving through and around the area, Card's body was later found. Police say they searched the open trailers, but decided not to search the ones that were closed.
Tactically, it probably wasn't the best for us to be searching in this manner, looking into trailers where basically your upper torso and head are made readily available almost immediately.
At the last commission hearing, members of the deaf community testified about the lack of resources available despite the number of victims being deaf.
I didn't know that there was members of the deaf community that were involved at all until really a couple days later.
Chief Ryan McGee of the Lisbon Police Department defended all of the police actions in their response during and after the shooting.
And I ultimately think 36 to 40 hours, that individual being alive, he didn't kill himself right off. I think it's because of all the work of the people sitting behind me and all the other agencies is the reason why he was contained to an area and couldn't do any more carnage to our communities.
The commission's next scheduled hearing is February 15th, where they'll hear from the Maine State Police, the agency that took the lead in the investigation and response to the shooting. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
It seems unlikely the Supreme Court will kick former President Donald Trump off the 2024 ballot. Arguments taking place at the High Court Thursday as several states, including Maine and Colorado, have tried to prevent Trump from staying on the ballot. The justices could act quickly, possibly by Super Tuesday on March 5th, when Colorado, Maine, and 13 other states will hold primaries. Lawyers citing Trump's alleged attempts to undo the results of the 2020 election, which led to the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th of 2021, as the reason he should be removed. Trump's attorneys have argued that Trump did not incite the insurrection. Maine lawmakers will soon decide whether to sign on to Article 5, Convention of States, to try and pass 2 constitutional amendments to Congress, amendments Congress has refused to take up. The bipartisan and bicameral bill seeks to implement term limits for U.S. Congress members and an amendment seeking to overturn the Supreme Court's Citizen United decision. That decision allowed for unlimited donations to political action committees, as long as they do not directly involve a political candidate. Lawmakers heard from a professor from Harvard Law School about Article 5 conventions.
3 months after that decision, a lower federal court decided that if you can spend unlimited amounts of money, you can contribute unlimited amounts of money. So we now have these super PACs that have taken over politics across America. They're the most polarizing and destructive political speech in America right now. It's what decides elections and decides it in a way that really separates people. And the consequence of that has been increasing dysfunction in Washington. So the movement to get an amendment to overturn Citizens United is really to give us a way to regain some control over this big money.
Professor Lessig added, under the guidelines, Article 5 conventions are limited to discuss only the topics they are called to address. A new substance detox program in Bangor is now accepting patients. Wabanaki Public Health and Wellness recently opened the Cedar Road Detox Program along Mount Hope Avenue. The program is a medicated assistance withdrawal plan that offers various treatment plans. Administrators say their goal is to help people make their first step in their journey to recovery.
Your body becomes very conditioned to those substances, and what we offer is that comfort and care through medications and through other means to ensure that that medication withdrawal process is done in a safe, humane, and loving way.
The support does not stop there, as they also provide further aid once patients are discharged. They will be offering intake appointments on February 8th and 9th, and self-referrals are accepted. More information can be found on our website, foxbangor.com. Advocates testified in support of a bill that the sponsor says will protect Maine's working waterfront and prevent homelessness. The measure was put forward in a public hearing before the legislature's taxation committee. It would provide additional property tax relief for residents of mobile homes through the homestead exemption. It would also help fishermen that can no longer afford to live near the water or have access to it because of rising property taxes. Representative Dan Ankelis, who sponsored the bill, said, quote, "Rising home values in towns all over Maine are causing big disruptions in how we typically spread our property tax burden, and it's hitting some Mainers harder than others. For both Maine's fishing families and for those who own mobile homes, the sharp increase in property taxes due to rising home values and the rising cost of education and local government puts them at risk of losing their homes and their livelihoods." All right, the time now is 6:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, school districts across the state continue to deal with bus driver shortages, but a company based in southern Maine thinks they have the solution. But before we take a break, let's get another look at that forecast. Another warm one today, mostly cloudy, high of 40 degrees, dropping down to a low of 30 tonight. Those clouds are going to hold on overnight, and tomorrow even warmer with a high of 48 degrees, mostly cloudy but some sun. We'll be right back.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
When the Coach House Restaurant wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The Coach House Restaurant, family dining at its best with fine home-cooked meals, delicious homemade desserts, and a large menu of tasty offerings for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Harris Lumber is locally owned and has been serving the Pequot region for more than 50 years. See them for all your projects, big or small. Customer service is their #1 priority. And with a full line of lumber and hardware items, they can also deliver to your job site. Harris Lumber, Milo.
All the nonsense
Fibber.
meets no nonsense.
I don't buy it.
Judge Judy.
Weekdays at 5 on ABC 7.
Well, of course you're doing well. You're here on Wheel of Fortune.
Let's go win some money.
These contestants are going places.
Scandinavia.
They're moving and shaking and getting it done here on Wheel.
You could try to make it look a little harder.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
It's been a major sticking point in the immigration crisis. By federal law, asylum seekers legally can't work until 180 days after they file for asylum. And a bipartisan agreement to change that was just shot down by Republicans in the Senate. But as Asia Reed reports, here in Maine, there's a new pre-apprenticeship program to get them hands-on experience so they're ready to work as soon as possible, helping them and the state's economy.
You might end up being twice as good as me.
Benedicto Bonobana is an asylum seeker who moved here to Maine 5 years ago from Uganda with a lot of hands-on work experience.
I've always wanted to go back to my career. I'm a civil engineer from Uganda. Where I come from, we have construction, but when you come here, you feel a little bit intimidated.
She's able to bring those skills to life through the Union Construction Academy.
So everything that's on the inside goes on the outside.
A 4.5-week pre-apprenticeship program helping people learn hands-on skills, safety standards, and get OSHA certifications.
5.5.
Apprenticeship Director Sam Boss says this helps new Mainers get right into the workforce with a boost of confidence.
So we have people that have a ton of experience in construction who are looking to use the skills from their home countries to get good work here, but they might not have the certifications that they need in order to get started on a job site.
Because of this program, new Mainers can find themselves an opportunity to work at job sites like this one, which not only benefits them, but the state too.
That's an advantage for everybody. It's a win-win.
Apprentice is a really good opportunity for the state, the business, and the employee to think collectively about how do we invest in that future to be able to plug into the economy.
For Bonabana, she's building up her resume and her confidence.
Even if you don't know anything about construction, they're teaching you, they're assuming that all of us don't know anything. So they're starting from the beginning with everyone. So it's something that everyone can do.
And this isn't just for new Mainers. It's for anyone interested in a range of hands-on careers. The next session starts in May.
As school districts across the state continue to deal with bus driver shortages, a company based in southern Maine says their technology could be part of the solution. Our Grace Blanchard explains.
The state of Maine is no stranger to bus driver shortages. However, new technology being made available to school bus drivers is already making an impact.
More than 50 school districts across the country are using our platform.
Unite GPS is a company in South Portland dedicated to creating vehicle tracking solutions. They say their program Crosswalk K-12 is making transportation safer and more efficient for drivers.
We can do just like Google Maps for your phone. We give turn-by-turn directions to the driver.
Bunnell says the technology goes well beyond turn-by-turn directions.
You want to know, where am I going? Where are the stops? Who are the students I'm picking up? And all of that can be handed to a driver here.
The program relies on an identification card system that allows the school, parents, and drivers to monitor when students get on and off the bus. This optimizes routes and increases safety measures.
It's important because the first person the child sees in the morning, if they're taking the school bus, is the driver, and that's the last person they see.
The program has already been implemented in 3 districts in southern Maine, but for schools in more rural areas, internet access could present issues.
We have spotty internet at best, spotty radio communication in terms. So I like the idea, but it would be hard to do.
Developers say they hope the technology will continue to help recruit and train new drivers, and more importantly, help keep students safe.
We need to make sure that we can provide that to future generations because it's going to be up to them.
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
16 Mainers will have a chance to join the state's lucrative elver fishing industry. The tiny baby eels, which are often worth more than $2,000 per pound, are harvested from rivers and streams in Maine. The Department of Marine Resources will hold a lottery starting yesterday for the right to apply for an elver license. The lottery runs through 4:30 p.m. on March 4th. The upcoming season starts at noon on March 22nd. Officials say the lottery is available to Maine residents who are at least 15 years old by the start of 2024 and who are eligible to purchase an elver license in 2024 because they have not had their right to obtain an elver license suspended. At the time the lottery was established, the Maine legislature set a cap of 425 state-issued licenses. The 16 available licenses are the result of licenses that were not renewed in 2022 and 2023. All right, the time now is 6:18. After the break, we'll take a look at a glove maker who's taking the world by storm with gloves crafted right here in Maine. And we'll have your weekend weather forecast. Don't go away.
I got hurt in a car accident. Give me one good reason why I should call the twos.
How about 3 great reasons you should call us? 1, we make it easy. You can sign up with our e-sign program or we can come to you. 2, there's no upfront cost. 3, the result. Just listen to this.
Lowry & Associates got me $475,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Carpet One, Coastal Auto Parts, Greenway Equipment Sales, Katahdin Trust Company, Ray Plumbing and Heating, and Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales.
In 1980, Ted and Laura Sweeney began the endeavor of creating gloves strong enough to withstand the frigid temperatures required when handling pharmaceutical compounds. 40 years have come and gone, but Temp Shield is still here in Trenton and all over the globe as well. Our Doug Banks has their story.
The Meg work ethic is second to none.
Temp Shield gloves are being worn around the globe, from Utah to the UK.
Trucks, vessels, laboratories, pharmaceuticals, and industrial applications.
And it all starts inside 2 warehouses on Industrial Way. An inspection looks for defects in the fabric. Hundreds of feet of material is pressed and sliced.
They can be assembled in a day, but if you're looking at a pair of gloves, an hour or 2.
This is just one part of the big picture.
Cut, bundled, and organized. The process moves across the street to be assembled, inspected, and
into finished goods ready for orders.
When COVID brought the world to a halt, their gloves were used to handle Pfizer vaccines held in negative-degree temperature.
Our demand for our commercial cryogenic protection doubled overnight.
In the midst of heightened production, Temp Shield broke into the consumer market with Mainer's brand of gloves. La Rochelle joined in 2012 as employee number 14. Today, there's nearly 30 craftsmen.
When people knew that there was vaccines out there waiting for protection, people took it very serious.
As Temp Shield and Mainer's gloves go far beyond Trenton, he says it's not the machines who make the gloves, it's the people.
Our hands here making these gloves are craftsmen, works of art.
In Trenton, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, the time now is 6:22. Let's get a full look at that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. A small craft advisory is posted until 6 a.m. Saturday, though, along the coast because active surf will be expected coming up. There's also a winter weather advisory that's posted until 9 a.m. Saturday for the northern parts of the state. This is because of some slippery roadways that they'll have to watch out for heading up north through early Saturday morning. Wave height's not bad just yet, around 2 to 3 feet and looking pretty quiet further off towards the north and east as well. So overall, not bad just yet, but the wave heights will be increasing coming up later on today and the parts of tonight as well. Now, you might be noticing the radar, though. You might be thinking, oh, we have precipitation on the way, and maybe for a few of you, though, but really for the rest of us, we're going to stay dry out there with a mostly cloudy sky. We have high pressure overhead that will erode a lot of this moisture, though, but we will have some precipitation that could possibly make it to the ground today, but it will not be a big deal at all. But there it is right about in here, though. High pressure not too far away. We have this energy tracking in from the west going toward the east, so mainly the clouds today, but again, a few raindrops or snow flurries cannot be ruled out before we're all finished up. So moving forward, for today, a mostly cloudy sky will be the common idea. We hold on to the clouds coming up later on tonight as well. Notice the precipitation in the northern parts of the state overnight tonight and parts of Saturday morning as well. That's why that winter weather advisory is posted. But our return for any precipitation will be rain showers coming up early Saturday night. Those will quickly get out of here as we head towards early Sunday morning. As for the gusty winds, though, we might notice that for a little bit today, reaching up to around 15 miles per hour at times. It will not be a big deal at all. That will continue into parts of tonight as well, despite the chances for fog. And then for tomorrow, though, the winds start to back off just a little bit. Otherwise, though, our average high temperature, though, should be in the 20s. Look what we did yesterday. We did lower 40s, which is 13 degrees above average. We've remained above average for a while, as our average high temperature is actually now in the lower 30s as of today. We'll do lower 40s today, upper 40s for you Saturday, mid 40s Sunday, lower 40s for you Monday. Then we're cooling off back in the low 30s Tuesday, upper 20s Wednesday, and then we're back in the upper 20s again as we head towards your Thursday. So for today, we have lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 30s, mostly cloudy, areas of dense fog on the way, and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, upper 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's looking at extended forecast. So Saturday will be mostly cloudy, highs in the upper 40s, mid 40s Sunday, mostly cloudy, and then Monday, mostly cloudy again, highs in the low 40s, then lower 30s for a Tuesday with a mostly cloudy sky.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
The Orono Arcade is an ideal birthday party destination. We have the best arcade video games, including Tomb Raider, Halo, Need for Speed, Mario Kart, and Luigi's Mansion. You are guaranteed to have hours of fun. Plus, we also have a 9-hole black light mini golf course that changes weekly. Allow us to provide hours of fun for you and your friends. You bring the cake, we'll provide the entertainment. Call us today to schedule your birthday party event, 889-3166.
The Chevy Silverado. With available Super Cruise connected by OnStar. Only Super Cruise lets you drive hands-free and tow hands-free. It'll help you get to the adventure energized, and it'll help drive you home. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on all 2024 Silverado 1500 models, or get $5,000 total value on this Silverado High Country when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your main Chevy dealer.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
Behind these super football stars are some incredibly strong, smart, and successful women. Yes, we see you, Taylor. And this morning on GMA, just days before the big game, it's the women behind the Chiefs and 49ers stars on Good Morning America.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
President Biden's age and competency put into question following a stinging report on his classified documents probe. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more from New York.
President Joe Biden's age and competency put into question following a stinging report on his classified documents probe.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing.
President Biden won't be facing any criminal charges in Special Counsel Robert Hur's classified documents investigation, but Hur's assessment of Biden as a, quote, elderly man with poor memory may have lasting effects. Hur noting in the report, quote, it would be difficult to convince a jury that they should convict him, by then a former president well into his 80s, of a serious felony that requires a mental state of willfulness. Hours after the report's release, Mr. Biden had this to say about his competency.
My memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I've become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed.
Some of Biden's opponents, however, found the report disturbing.
It's unnerving that the world can see this. It's not good for America.
The report found the president kept classified materials during his time as vice president, senator, and as a private citizen. Some of those documents contained sensitive information, with the report saying some could have been taken by mistake.
I think what Joe Biden did here was very sloppy at a minimum. There was tremendous oversight. It's embarrassing.
Former President Trump is scheduled to go on trial in May for his classified documents case. In a statement, he called Hur's report a two-tiered system of justice. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
The FAA says it's investigating after two planes collided on the tarmac at Boston Logan International Airport. No one was injured after the two JetBlue planes, Flight 777 and Flight 551, collided on Thursday. The collision happened on the airport's de-icing pad and damaged one of the aircraft's winglets. and damaged the other plane's tail section. Both aircrafts will now be out of service for repairs. JetBlue says safety is its priority and will investigate how and why the collision happened. Coming up on the second half of the newscast, we'll have another installment of Destination Devon. He was at the toboggan races last weekend. This and more right after the break.
R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store. With delicious homemade food made fresh daily. We offer hearty meals that don't break the bank. Whether it be our delicious chicken pot pie, one of our many savory soups, or a pizza, you can't go wrong at R&K Variety. Looking for a drink after a long workday? R&K Variety is an agency liquor store with an impressive selection. R&K Variety, more than just a convenience store. We're your neighbor, chef, barista, and friend. Stop by today.
Hi, Todd from Dorsey Furniture here with a great financing offer on beautiful new furniture. The new introductions are here, new sofas and sectionals from Flex Steel, a new cherry bedroom by Ben and Aaron, as well as a new collection of living rooms by Leather Italia. During the month of February, qualified buyers can enjoy new furniture and take 24 months to pay at 0% interest. On sale pricing plus 24-month interest-free financing makes right now a great time to transform your home. Live well, my friends.
Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Open Tuesday through Saturday.
There's some things that work better together, like your workplace benefits and retirement savings. Voya helps you choose the right amounts without over or under investing, so you can feel confident in your financial choices.
Voya, well planned, well invested, well protected.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Center Theater, Guilford Hardware, Kimball Insurance, McCusick Petroleum, Piscataquis County Collision, and Rowell's Garage and Car Wash.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith, and today is Friday, February 9th, 2024. And today is both National Pizza Day and National Chocolate Day. I think it's kind of crazy that they both fall on the same day. I almost feel like they deserve their own day, but whatever, double the fun. And it's a Friday, too. It lands on a really convenient day today, you know? So order a pizza tonight if you want to and can. I think that's a cool plan. I may have to. I'm already thinking about it. It's a good plan for a Friday. Okay, now for some history. In 1775, the British Parliament declared the Massachusetts colony to be in rebellion. This, of course, just beginning the Revolutionary War. In 1870, the U.S. Army established the National Weather Service. I didn't know that was started by the Army. That's interesting. And a year later, in 1871, the Federal Fish Protection Office was authorized by the U.S. Congress. I'm seeing a trend here. Also in 1889, the United States Department of Agriculture was established. A few years later, in 1897, the British invaded the Nigerian city of Benin, which marked the end of the entire Kingdom of Benin, which formed in the 11th century. Crazy, super sad. In 1904, Japanese torpedo boats made a surprise attack on Russian ships at the Port Arthur Naval Base in Manchuria, beginning the Russo-Japanese War. And in 1943, during World War II, the Battle of Guadalcanal ended with an Allied victory over Japan. Also in 1943, U.S. President FDR signed an executive order setting a minimum 48-hour work week for a number of critical war industries. A lot of war-related on this days today. Definitely a trend. So I'm sorry if that's not your niche of history you're interested in. It's considered boring for some folks, but for history buffs, cool stuff. Okay, for birthdays today, we have American novelist Alice Walker. She's known for books like The Color Purple and Meridian. In 1982, she became the first African-American woman to win the Pulitzer Prize for fiction for her novel, The Color Purple. She's 80 years old today. Next, we have another very successful woman in her 80s, Carole King, one of the most successful female songwriters of the latter half of the 20th century. She's 82 today. And finally, it's also the birthday of iconic actor Joe Pesci, who has been known for playing volatile characters in all sorts of genres and films. He is 81 today. I love Joe Pesci. The way that he curses in Home Alone, so it has to be, PG and appropriate for younger kids. I find myself doing that frequently. It's so funny to me and very expressive. Okay, let's get another check of that forecast. It's going to be a warm one as far as February goes, so let's check in with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, happy Friday morning. A small crowd advisory is in effect along the coast until 6 a.m. Saturday because we're watching for some active surf that will be possible. There's also a winter weather advisory up farther off towards the north until 9 a.m. Saturday because they're watching out for slippery roadways that will be possible. There was some wintry precipitation that will be on the way. Meanwhile, though, we're watching for some clouds that are moving in from the west going toward the east. You might notice the precipitation right about in here and think we're in trouble, right? Well, we're not really because we do have high pressure that's right overhead with the dry air overhead as well. That will erode some of that precipitation before it makes it to the ground. So even though we have all this tracking in from the west to the east, most of us should stay dry today. You might notice some precipitation at best, though, but most of us should stay dry overall. Moving forward, though, mostly cloudy coming up for today. We'll hold on to the clouds coming up later on tonight. And also through Saturday, we will have rain showers on the way as we head towards Saturday night. The winds may start to increase a little bit at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. A few gusts, even up to 15 miles per hour, cannot be ruled out before we're all finished up there. So for today, here we go. Lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, lower 30s, mostly cloudy, areas of dense fog on the way. South wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, upper 40s, mostly cloudy, south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. All right, the hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a mostly cloudy sky, temperatures warming to the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. The culinary group at Region 2 School of Applied Technology is not only making food for its community, but they're also giving back. Our Matthew Juronsik has the story.
Picture this: homemade whoopie pies, fluffy, scrumptious muffins. Is your mouth watering? These are some of the delicacies Jennifer Potter and her brigade of chefs whip up as part of their culinary arts takeout service and restaurant.
It's an amazing process, and seeing the kids bloom and develop into quite incredible little bakers and cookers.
Students part of the program learn all aspects of working and running a commercial kitchen, all while serving their masterful creations to the Holton community.
Students come and purchase food here every single day, and the students we talk to say the food here is delicious. Oh, that's really good.
That's good. That's awesome. No, it's so good.
Usually all their food's really good anyways, so it doesn't really matter what I get.
Chefs like Sadie Lee appreciate her peers supporting her passion of baking.
It makes me feel good that they appreciate it, what I love to do, and it's not just a useless thing.
When Potter and her chefs aren't in the kitchen, they're out in their own community. Every Wednesday, a group of young students at Holton Southside School come to the kitchen to learn cooking basics while becoming chefs of their very own.
And it's been fun to see their little faces light up going into the kitchen and creating things.
This group may not be cooking like Gordon Ramsay yet, but they're learning valuable lessons.
You got to eat in order to live, so I mean, I feel like once you learn how to cook, you can sell whatever you make and you can just live off it. You know, food just makes people happy.
In Holton, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
So glad to be highlighting the county. We don't get up there enough. That's awesome and good for them. All right, and still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports. Don't go away.
Your piece of land demands the very best equipment. Kubota equipment. The #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, with professional grade mowers, versatile sidekick utility vehicles, and compact tractors that get it done right. All backed by unmatched dealer support. Talk to your dealer today to schedule a demo.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos?
Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money, and I'll fight to get it for you. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Another client had a brain injury, and we got them $1.15 million.
If you get hurt by a big truck, call the Twos.
We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the Twos. We win for you.
The Chevy Silverado. With available Super Cruise connected by OnStar. Only Super Cruise lets you drive hands-free and tow hands-free. It'll help you get to the adventure energized, and it'll help drive you home. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on all 2024 Silverado 1500 models, or get $5,000 total value on this Silverado High Country when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your main Chevy dealer.
Local news weeknights at 6 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start up in Orono with Maine women's basketball. Just like last year, the Black Bears are having to work without Ann Simon on the court for the time being. She's day-to-day, but that isn't stopping them. Ryan Sudol has more.
We all play together so well that we don't really feel like we have to compensate for anything.
Even with star guard Ann Simon out this past week, Maine women's basketball proved once again they are threats no matter who suits up.
Unfortunately, we're kind of used to it. It's next person up, and that's what we do, and I thought we did a good job of that the other day.
The Black Bears picked up a big road win Saturday against Bryant, scoring 37 points off the bench, 24 of which were from senior Olivia Rockwood off 8 threes.
We always tell Liv, shoot the ball. She's a great shooter. We'll always have the confidence in her.
We didn't really force anything, so I think that's why we got so many open shots. And even though I had a lot, everybody on the team was able to shoot.
Junior Adriana Smith also won her third America East Player of the Week award. But the more common that gets, the more focused she becomes on the end goal.
Anything else that comes up is obviously a bonus, and I'm grateful for that award. But our goal is always to win games and go to the American East Championship.
In order for the Black Bears to do that, it's simple.
We just have to keep getting better every day, taking it one day at a time and not worrying about anything else in the conference except for who we're playing and what's in front of us that next day.
What's next for the Black Bears is UNH on Saturday at the Pit for the National Girls and Women in Sports Day celebration, which further reminds the team how their success is inspiring the next generation.
I'm really thankful that I'm in this opportunity to be able to have younger athletes look up to me and be able to show them that they can do whatever they put their minds to.
Seeing all the little girls that come and are just excited to see us is just really great, and I'm really grateful I get to have that type of platform and mean something to them.
In Orono, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you for that, Ryan. Let's stay with some basketball now. Before the MDI boys basketball game against Ellsworth on Wednesday night, the Trojans honored a very special MDI legend. MDI is renaming their court and dedicating it to the late Jamie Gonzalez, who passed away this July after a battle with cancer. Jamie was around MDI High School for years. He was actually part of the first ever graduating class there, and immediately after took a job with the school department. He was always in the gym, taking pride in sweeping the floor before cheering on the Trojans every game. During his speech dedicating the court, MDI principal Matt Haney said Jamie would often help kids who couldn't afford lunch or new sneakers or what have you, and he says he definitely bled Trojan green.
He always spent so much time in the school since the time he was a teenager, and this particular place was his favorite place. He must have watched thousands of basketball games and cheered for the Trojans, and so we couldn't think of any better way than to name this court after Jamie. He just was such a genuine man who wanted nothing more than to see the students be happy. The students and, by extension, our whole community. He would do anything to make people smile. All
right, now to some high school basketball. Now Thursday, the last day of the regular season. Let's start with a boys A North matchup with Lawrence visiting Skowhegan. Riverhawks already securing that 8 seed in the A North tournament, but the Bulldogs, the 7 seed. First quarter is where we'll kick this off. Skowhegan's Adam Fitzgerald bringing it down the floor. He pulls up from pro range and knocks it in for 3. Later, it's Lawrence's Cole Kirion, an overhead pass here to Michael Hamlin. He's got an open look from 3, and he knows what to do with it. Drills it from there. Dogs down 4 after 1. Second quarter, Skowhegan's Aiden McGinty gets it to a wide open Trevor Austin on the wing. That is another triple. And then finally for Lawrence, it's Brandon Watson, the steal. Dane Zawistowski hurls it down to Gavin Lunt in stride, who gets to the rim for 2. Hawks up at the half, but the Bulldogs come back. They win 72-69. All right, let's go to a Class B boys matchup now. The 4th seed in B South, Madomic Valley, visiting MCI. Second quarter, Corey Donlin from Madomic tips the pass, and Mason Wynn takes it all the way down the floor to the rack for 2. Third quarter, MCI's Drew Shorey on the break, and he is a one-man wrecking crew, getting around Wynn at the rim to lay it in. Later, Madomic's Luke Cheeseman strips Cole Allen, and here comes Gabe Lash swooping in for the lay-in plus the foul. Then finally, Wen has it, passes it across to Christian Schumann in the corner, and his 3 is money. Panthers roll 57-30. All right, to a Class A matchup now. It's the Nokomis girls taking on the Hamden Academy Broncos, and that Bronco band is rocking in the stable. Last game of the season, end of the first half, Lauren Voder swings it over to Lily Montgomery Rice to Aubrey Shaw, who nails a 3 at the buzzer. Hamden up big at the half. They would not cool off. Back-to-back 3s here early in the third quarter. That's Lucy Wiles hitting them both. She was money in that third quarter. Big run in the middle of the game for the Broncos. Nokomis now. Danica Migliore over to Briley Below. She banks it in, but there was no slowing the Broncos on Thursday night. Eve Wiles to Zoe Higgins. She pulls up and drains the long-range jumper. Broncos win big 80-22. All right, now over to Nokomis, where the Broncos look to lock up the #1 seed in Class A North Boys. Warriors student section out in force. Opening up the scoring for the night, Liam Hennigan knocks down a straightaway 3. Broncos on the board first. Later in the half, Alex Grant grabs a 50-50 ball there, slings it over to Jake Newmeyer, to Connor Sides, back to Newmeyer for the lay-in. Great play right there for the Warriors. Here they come again with the ball. This time, Seth Bowden finds Dawson Townsend, who nails the triple right there. To the second half we go. Game still close. Bowden doing what he does best. Finishes through contact and 1. But this one would come down to the wire. J.J. Wolfington in the post. A nifty move. Finishes that one for 2. Hamden wins 44-42. All right, that is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Your financial goals may appear to be all about savings and investing, but in reality, it's about much more. Your life, your family, and your legacy.
Plan your future with Warren Financial.
Gun Sports and Brewer knows that for fun, exercise, and meeting new friends, nothing is better than ice skating. Whether it's sailing down the ice, making a great pass, and scoring in a game of hockey, or the grace, strength, and expression of figure skating. From the youngest child all the way to adulthood, anyone can enjoy the fun of skating. At Gun Sports, we supply the equipment for your skating fun for great prices, the proper fit, and service after the sale. Shop your locally owned Gun Sports Shop, 3 Point Road in Brewer.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Anthony Lee's Winery, Bucksport Regional Health Center, Coastal Auto Parts, Dexter Lumber, Howard Insurance, and McCusick Petroleum.
Your financial goals may appear to be all about savings and investing, but in reality, it's about much more. Your life, your family, and your legacy.
Plan your future with Warren Financial.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. It's time to turn things over to Devin Dagnall to learn about his latest destination.
Thanks, Emma. Growing up here in Maine, my brothers and I always loved going out to our hill on snow days to see who could sled down the hill fastest. But as we got older, we didn't really go sledding anymore. Lucky for us, there's an event down in Camden that can bring the kid out in anyone. Let's check it out on this week's Destination Devon.
Super exciting race. Super fast.
And this is still
just a great way to bring the community and everybody around the country together. And I can't think of a better day that we could have picked for this, for sure. You don't see a sad face. It doesn't matter how cold it is. You're having a great time.
During the first weekend of February, the Camden Snow Bowl hosted what they refer to as the pinnacle of winter competition, but it's more commonly known as the U.S. National Toboggan Championship. Competitors trek to the top of the 400-foot-long toboggan chute where they launch themselves down, easily reaching speeds of 35 miles an hour in an attempt to win it all.
We're all just big kids out here having a good time, and it's just an awful lot of fun to be on the chute.
Challengers come from all over the country and beyond to throw their hat in the ring to become the Snow Bowl's newest champion, with many returning year after year. But there are a few attendees who have a little more experience than others.
My bride was a little upset. She's a prick. She's worried about me.
That's Bob Annis. His father was the original builder of the toboggan chute back in 1936, and when it was done, Bob was the first person to try it out at just 2.5 years old.
And when he was done building the chute, he said to my mother, I'm going to take him down the chute.
Now at 90 years and 8 months old, Bob decided it was time to take one last ride.
Can't wait to go. Have them safe.
But the day isn't just about seeing who can make their sled go faster. As part of the race, competitors are encouraged to put on their Sunday best for the slope.
We award special prizes for the best costumes. As you can see, costumes.
U.S. National Toboggan Championship co-chair Holly Anderson says it doesn't matter if you come as a competitor or a spectator, it's a great day for everyone. But if you decide to go as a spectator, she's got a warning for you.
I always tell people that be careful if you come as a spectator because you're going to want to come back the next year as a racer. It happens all the time. I hear from so many people, oh, I was here last year spectating. I want to try this out.
So do you want to try it now?
Well, that's the thing. She says
Yeah.
you shouldn't go because you're going to want to come back next
Right.
year and try it out for yourself. And, I got to figure out a team now.
Yeah.
It's going to be
ABC
good.
7 Fox Bangor's toboggan team.
The morning show next year. Why not? Me, you, and Craig. That's
I
a
would,
team.
Yeah. I think we could easily talk Craig into that.
Oh, easily. We'll put him right at the front of the sled, too.
Yes.
He'll love it.
Yeah, money shot in our next promo.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really fun.
Yeah,
They had a great turnout, I'm glad.
Yeah, the turnout was awesome. And what's really cool about that is more than half of the people there aren't even from Maine.
Wow.
So people are coming from all over the country. I met a few people from Florida that come to toboggan in this championship. So it was amazing, honestly.
That's always good news, too, when something like that brings folks from out of state.
Absolutely.
Yep, love to hear it.
All right.
Cool. Okay, now let's get one final look at that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. A small crack advisory is posted until 6 a.m. Saturday, though, along the coast because active surf will be expected coming up. There's also a winter weather advisory is posted until 9 a.m. Saturday for the northern parts of the state. This is because of some slippery roadways that they'll have to watch out for heading up north through early Saturday morning. Wave height's not bad just yet, around 2 to 3 feet and looking pretty quiet further off towards the north and east as well. So overall, not bad just yet, but the wave heights will be increasing coming up later on today and the parts of tonight as well. Now, you might be noticing the radar, though. You might be thinking, oh, we have precipitation on the way, and maybe for a few of you, though, but really for the rest of us, we're going to stay dry out there with a mostly cloudy sky. We have high pressure overhead that will erode a lot of this moisture, though, but we will have some precipitation that could possibly make it to the ground today, but it will not be a big deal at all. But there it is right about in here, though. High pressure not too far away. We have this energy tracking in from the west going toward the east, so mainly the clouds today, but again, a few raindrops or snow flurries cannot be ruled out before we're all finished up. So moving forward, for today, a mostly cloudy sky will be the common idea. We hold on to the clouds coming up later on tonight as well. Notice the precipitation in the northern parts of the state overnight tonight and parts of Saturday morning as well. That's why that winter weather advisory is posted. But our return for any precipitation will be rain showers coming up early Saturday night. Those will quickly get out of here as we head towards early Sunday morning. As for the gusty winds, so we might notice that for a little bit today, reaching up to around 15 miles per hour at times. It will not be a big deal at all. That will continue into parts of tonight as well, despite the chances for fog. And then for tomorrow, though, the winds start to back off just a little bit. Otherwise, though, our average high temperature, though, should be in the 20s. Look what we did yesterday. We did lower 40s, which is 13 degrees above average. We've remained above average for a while, as our average high temperature is actually now in the lower 30s as of today. We'll do lower 40s today, upper 40s for you Saturday, mid 40s Sunday, lower 40s for you Monday. Then we're cooling off back in the low 30s Tuesday. upper 20s Wednesday, and then we're back in the upper 20s again as we head towards your Thursday. So for today, we have lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 30s, mostly cloudy, areas of dense fog on the way, and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, upper 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's looking at extended forecast. So Saturday will be mostly cloudy, highs in the upper 40s. Mid-40s Sunday, mostly cloudy. And then Monday, mostly cloudy again, highs in the low 40s. Then lower 30s for a Tuesday with a mostly cloudy sky.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole blacklight mini golf course. Budget-friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
Winter driving can be hazardous. If you have vehicle damage from an accident, we can make your vehicle run and look like new. Call us now for a free estimate. Broadway Automotive and Collision, 2814 Broadway, Glenburn.
Lust, greed, betrayal. This is one of the most complex investigations I've ever seen.
No one could have fathomed how twisted this story would become.
Sealed with a Kill, 2020, tonight on ABC.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Well, Super Bowl Sunday is this weekend, and that means all kinds of celebrations. The Maine Bureau of Highway Safety is encouraging fans to designate a driver before they start to drink. Specialist Seth Allen of the Maine State Police says, quote, "Too many times I have seen the aftermath of someone that did not make a plan to get home safely and ruin their life or the life of another." Besides designating a driver, the Bureau of Highway Safety suggests serving a selection of non-alcoholic drinks if you're hosting a party, and encourage guests to eat food. Call for a ride if your designated driver does drink. According to the Maine Bureau of Highway Safety, men are more likely than women to drive impaired. They say the rate of alcohol impairment among drivers involved in fatal crashes is about twice as high at night compared to the day. I'm sure there will be plenty of officers out keeping an eye out for this type of thing, and keep in mind that Ubers will probably be in short supply. All right, looks like we're about out of time. We'll continue broadcasting on Fox 22. Have a great day.